Hello and welcome to the Tsitsi Mafuta podcast. I'm your host, Tsitsi Mafuta. Today's commentary is going to be on the Donovan Mitchell trade. Today's commentary is going to be on the Donovan Mitchell trade. I'm going to talk about the two teams that were involved in the trade, which were the Utah Jazz and the Cleveland Cavaliers. But I'm going to start off with the Utah Jazz. Now, did the Utah Jazz lose in this trade? No, they didn't. Why do I say this? The Utah Jazz hired an executive by the name of Danny Ainge. Danny Ainge is an executive who's very well respected in the NBA league. His track record is what people would call exceptional. Danny Ainge has an exceptional track record. And he spent a lot of his time in Boston. Now, just to give you a bit of Danny Ainge's summary. He was responsible for putting together three solid groups in Boston. Three solid groups. The first one, it was the KG, Paul Pierce, and Ray Allen. And those guys won a championship in 2008. And then the second group, Isaiah Thomas, Jay Crowder, and Avery Bradley. Those guys couldn't make it past the Eastern Conference finals because of LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. And then the third group, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Marcus Smart. So that's his track record. That's Danny Ainge's track record. Danny Ainge is an avid believer in drafting well, developing players, and trading smart during the trading season. That is what Danny Ainge is absolutely known for. Now, what did he get in return when he traded Donovan Mitchell to the Cleveland Cavaliers? Actually, before that, I'll just say this. This trade was expected. It was not an unexpected trade. Ladies and gentlemen, this was not an unexpected trade. The minute Danny Ainge was hired by the Utah Jazz organization, the stars of that team, Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell, they knew instantly they were going on the trading block. They knew that they were going to go on the trading block, in which they did. Rudy Gobert got traded to the Timberwolves, and now Donovan Mitchell got traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, in return of the Cleveland Cavaliers trade, Danny Ainge received Colin Sexton and two other players, and I think 2 draft picks, if I'm not mistaken. So, and then Colin Sexton was offered a 4-year contract by Danny Ainge. Now, Colin Sexton, right now, he should be a very happy person, because you know what, Colin Sexton? You are part of Danny Ainge's future. And you're the first piece he has acquired for his vision. And I think the Bleacher Report reported that Danny Ainge, right now, during this trading period, he has acquired 15 first round draft picks. Ladies and gentlemen, 15. I want you to let that sink in for the next 7 seasons. 15 first round picks for the next 7 seasons. Wow. Now that is a smart man. He's a smart man. If you are a Utah Jazz fan right now, you should be excited. The reason why I'm saying you should be excited is because you know that in the next 2 years, you guys are going to be an exciting team. I'm not saying that Gobert and Donovan were not exciting. It's just that it's just going to be young talent, and it's just going to be fresh, and it's going to be exciting. And as for Colin Sexton, I promise you, in the next 2 years, you're going to be an all-star, buddy. I think you're going to be an all-star. Excuse me. I think you're going to be an all-star. So Danny Ainge didn't lose. The Utah Jazz organization didn't lose at all in this trade. They won big time. And if you're a Utah Jazz fan, be excited for the future. Because you guys are in good hands as long as Danny Ainge is there. You guys are in good hands. Now, let's talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers. Did the Cleveland Cavaliers lose? No, they didn't. The Cleveland Cavaliers won. The Cleveland Cavaliers won big time. Donovan Mitchell is a top tier 1 talent, ladies and gentlemen. And he's only 25 years old. He's a top tier 1 talent and he's only 25 years old. He's turning 26. If I'm not mistaken, next year. And his prime is going to kick in without any injuries. So no, the Cleveland Cavaliers did not lose, ladies and gentlemen. They won. Now, Donovan Mitchell, this is a great situation for you. This is absolutely a great situation for you. Why do I say this? Because you're surrounded with young cats who are hungry. I mean, you've got Jared Allen, Garland, and what's his name? Mobley. And then you've just been reunited with your former teammate, Rubio. And then Kevin Love is going to be coming off the bench. Man. On paper, the Cleveland Cavaliers are a solid team. Ladies and gentlemen, on paper, the Cleveland Cavaliers are a solid team. They're winning 44 games last season, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. So now you've added Donovan Mitchell to this mix. I expect them to win at least 55 games this season. This upcoming season. I expect them to win 55 games. And I expect them to be in the playoffs. Because the Cleveland Cavaliers, they were in a situation where they just needed a star. They've got solid players. They just needed a star. And they got Donovan Mitchell. And he was the missing link. Now, I guess the only question now is, who's going to be the distributor and who's going to be the scorer between Garland and Donovan Mitchell? And I think that's one thing JB Bickerstaff, the coach, has to now decide who's going to be the distributor and who's going to be the scorer between those two. But I think for Donovan Mitchell, this is perfect for him. This is absolutely perfect. Like, you're going to shine here. You're going to shine. And I think a lot of people are sleeping on the Cleveland Cavaliers, if I'm being honest, ladies and gentlemen. They're sleeping on them. They're absolutely sleeping without any injuries, at full strength. Ladies, at full strength. This team, with Donovan Mitchell, the Cleveland Cavaliers, this team, they should at least win 55 games. 55 games. They should win 55 games, and I expect them to be in the playoffs, and I expect them to make it past the first round in the playoffs. Donovan Mitchell, in Utah, you're kind of doing it on your own, but now you're in Cleveland, you're not going to be doing it on your own, because you have an amazing supporting cast. Hungry cats who want to bowl. No egos there. There are absolutely no egos in Cleveland. So Donovan Mitchell, you have arrived, I think, at the right time in Cleveland. The right time. I think you've arrived at the right time. Like, literally, you are going to have an opportunity to compete for the playoffs. Even though the East, it seems, right now I think the East it's a tough conference. You've got Giannis, and then you've got KD and Kyrie, and then you've got what's his name, Embiid and Harden, and then you got Chicago. But I think you guys will fit right in there. Like, I think a lot of people are sleeping on Cleveland, but you know what, ladies and gentlemen, let's just wait and see what happens. Let's just wait and see. And the reason it's also good for Cleveland, because if I'm not mistaken, I think it was this week, I think a Cleveland Cavaliers reporter was saying that one of the main problems that Garland had, especially in the fourth quarter, towards the the final seconds is he dribbles a lot, especially in close games. He dribbles a lot, and then he's indecisive. But guess what? Who's not indecisive? And who's a sharpshooter in those moments? Donovan Mitchell. Ladies and gentlemen, Donovan Mitchell is not scared to pull the trigger. He's not scared to pull the trigger. In those final seconds, the ball should be in his hand. In close games, when you have 5 seconds on the clock, 10 seconds on the clock, give it to Donovan Mitchell. He will make the right decision, and he is not scared to make the shots. You have acquired your missing link right there. Donovan Mitchell he's not scared to pull the trigger. He will pull the trigger when needed. The only thing I hope Donovan Mitchell does not do is don't make any salty comments of your previous organization. Please don't. This is a new energy, new team. Just focus on your current team. Your current team. Just thank them because this is a blessing in disguise. That's what I think. At least they didn't send you to New York. Good God. If they'd send you to New York, a not winning organization, it's a big market, but it's not a winning organization. You're probably going to be out all night hanging out with rappers in the clubs and everything. But now you're in Cleveland, an average market, but it will give you the focus you need. Buddy, you won. You won in this, like you won. You didn't lose, you won. That's what I personally think. I think you won. And I think eventually you're going to know because you're about to turn 26 and your prime is going to kick in. If you are healthy at full strength and we are going to see the star that you are. They robbed you of the Rookie of the Year when they gave it to Ben Simmons. But those are stories for other days. But buddy, you're surrounded by 3 All-Stars. And now you're the 4th All-Star there. Ladies and gentlemen, the Cleveland Cavaliers, you should keep an eye on them. I think a lot of people are sleeping on them, and it's fine. But I am not sleeping on the Cleveland Cavaliers. I expect the Cleveland Cavaliers to make it to the playoffs, and I expect them to make it past the first round in the playoffs. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts in the comment section, on whether this was a good trade or bad trade for Donovan Mitchell. My name is Tsitsi Mafuta from the Tsitsi Mafuta podcast. Ndioyo.